You would think that Keir Starmer and this Labour government don't feel their actions have any repercussions, but they do, and very severe ones. Yes, the budget was only last week, and we are already hearing some heartbreaking news, and this Labour government have blood on their hands. In today's video we will go into detail, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Farmers have warned there is mental health crisis looming in the industry after Rachel Reeves's budget upended their livelihoods and left many wondering what they'd spent their lives working for. Last night, TV presenter and farmer Gareth Wynne Jones confirmed the tragic suicide of one elderly farmer, saying, "I've just come off the phone with a farmer whose father took his own life recently. He explained how the stress and the strain had got to him. It's a very, very sad time. My condolences and my heartfelt messages to the family. I hope you can pull through. I hate to say it, but I don't think it will be the first or the last. It's a very, very serious and very, very low ebb for the industry, with everything that's been thrown at them. I think government really should be looking at themselves and what they're doing to the countryside, to farming families and to the whole economy." Jones's message was in response to an anonymous post widely shared on social media, written by the son of the farmer who tragically took his own life before the budget was announced. It said, "So afraid of the possible IHT implications on farms, he took his own life rather than see the government take half the farm in IHT. As a family, we are devastated and in shock. This is the human cost of government policy, or potential government policy. They claim to be for the working man. No man worked harder than Dad. He increased the acreage from my granddad's day and was proud of what he had achieved. The potential for all his hard work to be lost in IHT was too much. I don't know, but I believe he aimed to beat the budget by ending his life. No amount of land is worth that sacrifice, but when you have built something your entire life and can see it being robbed from beneath your children's feet, this is what happens." Days after the post was made, Labour announced a 20% tax on farm assets over £1 million, saddling farmers with a huge tax bill many will be unable to pay from farm income, as farms tend to be asset-rich but cash-poor. As a result, farmers will be forced to sell chunks of land to foot the tax bill, breaking up land that has been passing down through families for generations, damaging the fabric of Britain's countryside and worsening our food security. The farming community, already under great strain from adverse weather, low prices and rising costs, and who had been repeatedly promised by Labour in opposition their relief would not be tampered with, reacted with fury and dismay. Di Clements, a dairy farmer in southwest Wales, said, "I'm stunned. We've slogged our guts out for 40 years, making so many sacrifices, and it's all been for what? To saddle our children with a huge debt when we die. Many farmers will just give up. I feel gutted. 3 farmers have taken their own lives in the last 6 weeks. I think there will be more. Terrible day." Many farming charities have been warning of worsening mental health in farming over the last few years, before the budget was announced. Stephanie Berkeley, managing director at the Farm Safety Foundation, said, "This is the most challenging time in the industry that I can recall. Farmers have been struggling with rising production costs, low margins, extreme weather events, Brexit, and now uncertainty about the future of the family farm." She highlighted their recent surveys, showing 95% of farmers under 40 believe that poor mental health is the biggest hidden problem facing the industry, and 91% of farmers believe that farm safety and mental health are directly linked. 472,000 people work in farming in the UK, a mere 1% of the working population, but agriculture accounts for 16% of all deaths in the workplace, HSE. In an industry with the poorest safety record of any occupation in the UK, making sure we are looking after our physical and mental well-being is vital. Office for National Statistics, ONS. Figures show that in 2021 alone, 36 farmers across the UK took their own lives, and 22 died in accidents. Fallout over Labour's decision to impose an inheritance tax on farms has centred on the figures involved, with Labour defending the decision as a means to stop the wealthy dodging tax by buying up farmland, to learn to do more with less. They argue the tax will not affect 72% of farms, but this figure has been heavily disputed by the NFU and CLA, who state it is more likely to affect 66% of farms. They argue the Treasury has used the wrong data to calculate their 72% statistic, because farmers also made claims for relief under a separate scheme, meaning they have undervalued many farms. Another sticking point is over the amount the tax will raise. Critics say the Treasury's estimation of raising £520 million a year by 2030, enough to fund the NHS for 1 day and 5 hours, is a drop in the ocean and not worth the misery and uncertainty inflicted on farmers. The Country Land and Business Association refute this and state the figure is more likely £120 million. No matter whose figures are correct, it is farmers who are enduring the uncertainty. Ollie Harrison, a cereal farmer near Liverpool, told GB News on the morning of the budget, "If I find out today that I've worked all my life to hand my farm down to my kids, only for someone who thinks they're Robin fucking Hood to take it all away, I'll be the first to drive my tractor down to London. Food production will be gone in a generation. This is madness. I now can't afford to die. I was only doing it for my kids. No one owns a farm. You only look after it for the next generation. Now 20% of it, after the threshold, the government wants when I die. What is the point? I'm lost for words. This is all on this Labour government headed by Starmer. So any death or suicide that comes of this, the blood will be on Starmer's hands." Lastly, Prince Andrew is shoving 2 fingers up at King Charles and dishonouring the royal family, according to a royal commentator. The Duke of York and King Charles's royal feud rages on, with tensions continuing to build over the residency at the 31-bedroom Royal Lodge in Windsor. It was reported that Andrew refused to leave the £3 million property, despite King Charles reportedly axing his £1 million annual allowance. Royal author Christopher Wilson believes the Duke is digging his toes in and shoving up 2 fingers at Charles as he continues to live at the former home of the late Queen Mother and King George VI. It's dishonouring the Queen Mother's memory. It's shoving up 2 fingers at King Charles, Wilson told The Sun. The state of his mind is reflected in the state of his home. It is falling all around him. He doesn't care anymore. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.